Guys, I just had the worst performance ever.
What happened?
I don't know. I felt really nervous for about a week. I practiced way too much and couldn't focus on anything else. When the actual performance came up, my voice was tired, I wasn't excited, and I forgot a lot of my words. It felt very forced and over-rehearsed.
Oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that.
I'm so frustrated. I knew I could have done better. I'm a failure. How could I possibly sing again? Oh!
Dude, this used to happen to me all the time before my lacrosse games.
Really? How did you deal with it? You always seem so focused and prepared during the games.
I wasn't always able to handle the pressure as well as I can now.
Ah, I see.
As big games approached, I used to have trouble falling asleep or focusing on anything that wasn't the upcoming competition. This would build up so much that on the day of the game I was not in the moment. I would overthink and not perform to the best of my ability. Afterwards, I would feel I could have done better and was disappointed with myself.
That's how I felt.
That's why I started handling the situation differently. I discovered that I do much better when I use somatic strategies such as idiokinesis.
Idiokinesis? What's that?
Idiokinesis is sort of like practicing in your head, where you envision yourself taking on and succeeding in a task such as my games or your performances. If in your mind you can see yourself doing well, then it is much easier to actually achieve that success. I would, on days leading up to the games, imagine myself playing lacrosse and doing well. I would imagine the challenges that would arise and how I could overcome them. Idiokinesis is like meditation, where it can be done in many situations. Whenever you have a moment, you can run through a part of your performance in your head.
Well, gee whiz, that's a neat strategy.
Once I began integrating idiokinesis into my life, I was better able to handle the stress of upcoming games. I was able to focus on my schoolwork and other activities, and I was able to sleep throughout the night. During the games, I became much more present and focused on the task at hand, instead of focusing on performing perfectly. After the games, even if we lost, I felt confident and proud of myself because I knew I had done the best that I could.
What if that doesn't work for me?
I was once like that too. Well, except I don't play sports. But when I would hear about an upcoming test, I would immediately begin to worry and expect the process to be stressful and burdensome. As the test started to approach, I would be overwhelmed by the amount of material I had to study, and I would begin to procrastinate. I would try to study everything at once and become frustrated with the material. I spent days feeling really nervous and worried, unable to focus on anything else. When the day of the test actually came, I would become very panicked and frazzled, lacking confidence and feeling unprepared. Afterwards, I would be disappointed with myself, knowing that I could have done better, feeling like I lost the opportunity to really learn the material.
So, how did you become more successful?
Well, when I hear about an upcoming test, instead of being worried or overwhelmed, I immediately start to come up with a game plan. Every day, I make a list of tasks that I can complete that day. When I do finish the task for that day, I feel confident and good about the material, and then move on to do other things. This allows me to focus on one task at a time without becoming overwhelmed. By doing this, I begin to build more positive relationships with material, as well as end each day satisfied with my work and myself. With each day, I become more confident and comfortable with the material. The day of the test, I keep my daily routine exactly the same, and I do not study or work anymore. Once I am done with the test or assignment, I now feel confident that I have tried my hardest and come away feeling like I have actually learned the material.
Wow, that's great!
Now you just need to find the types of somatic strategies that work for you.
After exploring a few different strategies, I found that mindful meditation was a great way for me to stay focused on preparing for my performances and also helped me let go of unproductive, stressful thoughts that kept me preoccupied throughout the day. Mindful meditation practices are meant to help us live in the present moment instead of being constantly distracted and weighed down by the anxieties of the future and regret of the past. One way I learned to practice mindful meditation was to use a recording which walked me through different steps to bring me into the present moment. Some of these recordings also use binaural beats. Binaural beats are two tones played at different frequencies that transform stressful brain frequencies, such as beta, into more calming frequencies, such as theta and delta. These can be very helpful not only for keeping me focused, but also can help me go to sleep when I'm anxious about upcoming performances. Now, when I have an important performance coming up, I use mindful meditation to help balance my daily life with my upcoming performance excitement.
Through somatic strategies, we were each able to find new ways to handle the stress of upcoming performances.
We each found specific exercises that work for our specific needs.
And you too can find ways to use somatic strategies in your everyday life.
Whether it's before a big test,
Before a big game,
or before an important performance, you too can realize your full potential. Woo!